Welcome to my channel Living Linux. In my previous video I showed you Irradium Linux on my Banana Pi F3 RISC-V SBC. So I also tested it on the VisionFive too, but you need to do some more steps. And as Mara writes here, you need to update the bootloader. So with your current working Linux image on the VisionFive 2, then download these files, extract it, and then write it with flashcp. And if you don't have flashcp installed, then you can install it with mtd-utils. And with the VisionFive 2, there are actually two versions. So I have the earlier 1.2a, and probably most people have the 1.3b version. And then once you have written the bootloader, then just write the image and you should be good to go. But with the 1.2a version, you need to make a change in the microenvironment.txt. So on the machine, and that's probably easiest when it is a Linux machine, then once you have written the image to, for instance, your micro SD card, then you can try to mount the third partition. So if needed, just create a new directory in the mount directory, and then mount that third partition like this. And then it should be possible to make changes to microenvironment.txt. And as you can see here, instead of 1.3b, I changed it to 1.2a. And that way it should be possible to load Irradium Linux on the older 1.2a version. So once you have a working Irradium Linux image, then the best thing you can do is create a new user, because it's not advised to keep working as root. Perhaps you want to make some changes to this file to set the time zone. And this is how you can create a new user. And then you also need to set a new password. And perhaps it makes things a lot easier if you also add that user to the sudoers file, like that. And I also installed fakeroot. So those instructions are here, that you need to add a group and add a user to that group. and you need to make some changes to this file. So you can see I added them here. And also make the changes in this file. So yeah, better double check that you didn't make any typos, because otherwise fakeroot will not work. And then you have to follow these instructions. And you probably want to enable the contrib repository. And then you can retrieve the ports. And as I said, you need to install fakeroot. And also that you probably want to enable extra permissions for the wheel group. Oh, no, that's... Don't save it. Okay, so here's that file. And what I did was that yeah, this was commented and then I just uncommented it. Well, for convenience, then it's probably just to enable this one instead of this one. But yeah, that depends on your own preference and how, well, you might say paranoia you are about security. And then it says add a user, but what I did was I added these two groups to my own user. So you can use user mod for that. And the command will look like this. Not really sure what that -s bin bash really does, but this is the way that I did it. And yeah, I think if you reboot, then you should be able to use fakeroot and to automatically update the date and time. I installed chrony. So chrony is something for the network time protocol. So once you have everything set up for fakeroot, then you can just do it like this. Install chrony. Well, in my case, I already installed it. But installing the package itself, that's not enough. Yeah, so let's see. That's what I found in the chapter for initialization scripts. And well, I just chose to add it to rc-conf, and perhaps it's better to add it somewhere else, but yeah, I'm not really that experienced, but this does work. So as you can see, I just added the chrony daemon to the services. And then when you start again, then it might take like 1 or 2 minutes before it really gets updated, but then the date and time should get updated automatically. And there's one more thing, although it's Crux based, it's not always necessary to build from source, but there is an option to also install binary packages with pkg-get. So if we look, for instance, here, then you can see that there are several packages that you can install. So I think from here I have a, well, I would say a decently working base installation. I probably still need to add a lot more things, but especially the date and time that will help with accessing websites through HTTPS, because then you need to have, or at least it makes things a whole lot easier when you have the correct date and time. And yeah, I probably will explore Irradium Linux some more. But like I said, I think with these steps, I have a decently working base image. So this is all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.